let's do a little dive on Germicide. I think that would be really fun. This is a song that came out in 2022. I was writing it in 2021 during the height of like the bad times. So I was writing a lot of like silly lyrics. I didn't know if like the world would ever really come back. I didn't know what we were doing this for. And you know, it's just trying to have some fun with making music, especially coming on the heels of making Light Levels, which was like so serious and emotional. This was just a fun song. Really goofy lyrics. I also wrote it at the same time as Hot Bots. Very similar vibe. They kind of go together. So I started writing this in loops. I wanted to take just 2 chords, that's it, 2 chords back and forth, very similar to Daft Punk Revolution 909, and just see how it worked. I always write very complicated songs, so I actually think the song ended up being kind of complicated, but the spirit was to make something simple at first, right? I tried, okay? So this part here, let's take a look at the project. And so these are all the loops here. If you've never used the session view in Ableton, this is where you can create different loops, try them out together. They stay in time or quantized together. Each one of these is an instrument. So we've got different slots for these loops in the vocal instrument track, the effects, the drones, the synths, lots of synths in this track, and violin, guitar, bass. So if we were to fire off this row of loops from all the instruments, we could do that right here. That's called a scene. And I labeled this particular scene intro, and I just started like charting out these different parts of the song. I didn't know exactly like what order they would go in or how long the parts would go on for. I just wanted to get like an idea of the possible parts and then later figure out those structural things. And this is a great place to do that. So I'll just play a couple of those. This intro here is really like the 2 chords that the whole song, you'll get a little of the Revolution 909 here. So that was the foundation of the song. I had those ideas and I brought them over into the arrangement view, which is where I actually mapped it out and I committed to this part's going to go for like 12 bars, etc. And I did the same thing. I kind of charted it out at the top here with the different parts, and it performed it into this window, and then I kind of edited it from there. So let's just listen to a couple of these as the song goes, and then when we get to the middle part, I'm going to stop and talk about that really cool, like, drony, warbly sound. It's one of my favorite sounds. I put it in a lot of songs. So let's go from the top here. You can see that's filtered on the master track auto filter.
Everybody drink your bleach. Take your stupid phone to bed. Yeah! Everybody do your part for the scourge of my...
is where those drones appear. So these are guitar feedback clips that I created, and I pitch shifted them to fit into the key of the song. So this little clip of feedback is 8 semitones pitched up, and this one is 4 semitones pitched down. So you got kind of like a weird feedback harmony going on there. And then together, I make them move by using the delay downshift, which is a part of the Spectral Time plugin on Live. It's one of my favorite effects. It's where I use it in a bunch of songs. It's where you get that wow, wow, wow. It's kind of similar to like phaser or flanger, but I just really like how it makes the whole track, or like groups of tracks, kind of like wobble together. Something I actually first heard in that Tears for Fears song. I think it's Head Over Heels with the drum fill in there, but also Tame Impala does it a lot too. Just a really cool sound. So after the drones, let's keep going here.
Rolling in bed, should be asleep I'm stuck in the infinite ladder. All night, such an infinite ladder, lighting up to feel it.
So to kind of end here, I've got several plugins that I use to automate the entire master track. Again, layering those like kind of weird effects over top of everything instead of individual tracks. I've got the Filter Freak by Soundtoys. I've got the Phaser Flanger, the Ableton default, the Delay Downshift, another instance of it here. Some EQ. And that's really it. And then obviously the Ozone stuff, we'll talk about mastering another time, but that's really it. This was a really fascinating song to make because it really started as just like a couple of loops and was trying to be a humble and like funny song. Ended up being like what I thought to be a total banger. So thank you guys so much for checking this out, and go listen to Germicide on Spotify.